brothers and sisters, greetings, greetings. I hope y'all having a great day today. I've been doing pretty well myself, but I start to notice at times I let things get in the way. I get distracted pretty easily. It's something I struggle with. It's something that you may struggle with. But when you're in a deep state of focus and you're in a deep state of flow and connection to God, what I've noticed when I'm in that deep connection and I even look at my phone for 1 second, or I even like boom, even one glance at your phone or one opening of an app can destroy all of that focus and that's built up within you. I don't know if any of you have noticed that phenomenon, but I noticed as soon as one distraction comes up, the tower falls down, the tower of concentration, let's call it. It's these short-term dopamine hits is what they are. It's seeking after short-term dopamine. And that's what the enemy wants us to do. Because that leads to destruction. That doesn't build for the kingdom. It's not us being creative and using ourselves and creating something with our being. It's rather us chasing after something. Chasing an ends to a means. It might be a habit at this point. It's oftentimes a habit for me to go and scroll on Instagram or whatnot, and then all of a sudden I'm like, man, why am I even on Instagram in the first place? So what I've found is that there's a lot of information being spread nowadays, and there's a lot of people trying to help others. There's a lot of side hustles out there. But what I feel sure, you can go and chase money and hustle so hard and make money that way and work your way out of the system, so you're not working for someone else and you're not trapped in modern slavery. Or you could do that. You definitely could. And it's something that takes a lot of discipline, and it's something that really anyone can do. You can do all things. You can do anything that you would like in this life. And that uncomfortability of being used by someone else's, it's that might not be God's purpose for your life. Or I don't know, it's just the things that you feel you're in a state of peace and you're inspired and you're proud of yourself and you just feel that connection to God, and you feel you're just flowing, you're overflowing from within, and you're creating something beautiful, and your sense of time just kind of dwindles. Your sense of, I don't know, all these chains in your mind are gone. It's just you're just in the moment, and you're putting in work towards that goal, but it's not as mentally taxing as things that aren't your calling. When you're doing something of your calling, when you're doing something of your nature, when you're doing something that is of your path, and it's aligned and it's best fit for you, you're gonna feel great doing that. So if you struggle with not knowing what's your calling, try different things. You know what I mean? You might pick up a tennis racket one day. I've used this analogy before if you're an OG. You might pick up a tennis racket and go play tennis with, I don't know, your neighbor or whoever. Or you might meet a coworker that plays tennis or plays pickleball, and they invite you to play, and all of a sudden it feels like you are at a state of peace, it's like, this isn't something I'm used to. I'm used to dragging myself through the mud trying to do things. I'm used to dragging myself. And granted, not everything's gonna feel so perfect and so, like, it may not feel like you're calling at first. It might take getting through that pain and putting the work in. Like, if you're a runner, like, it might not be, like, so peaceful and so good and so rewarding to your brain. But it's after the fact. You gotta see the long term. You gotta see what you're building in all. It's like when you pick up a guitar for the first time, you gotta go through the pain of being a beginner. You gotta go through the pain of learning. You gotta go through the pain through learning, through knowing, through learning through knowing. Knowing and understanding something is different. Like, you could read the Bible 10 times over, but until you apply it to your life, until you actually try it out, until you actually want to trust God, you might not reach a point of understanding. Understanding something and knowing something are completely different. You might know how to build a successful business, or think you know. Because the thing is, knowing is perception. Knowing comes from the mind. But understanding comes from actual experience. It comes from actually putting the work in. It comes from actually trying and failing. And it's like, if you have ideas in your mind of what you want to do and where you want to go, then go for it. You know, if you want to make videos like this, then do it. You know, you might, like, I started doing it on Snapchat stories. If you might remember me from back in the day doing that. If you're a real OG watching this. If you're really an OG. I started out on Snapchat, and there weren't even really videos at first. It was just me typing, me, like, taking pictures of things I would write in my notebook and putting it out there, expressing yourself for God, you know, spreading truth, spreading wisdom, spreading knowledge, something I felt called to do, so I did it. So if you have these ideas in your head, you're like, oh, maybe I want to start an online tutoring program, because I was good at math growing up, or I was really good at writing papers. I want to help kids write papers. Well, instead of sitting around and thinking about it all day, reach out to these local schools with emails. Reach out to your old teachers through their emails. Reach out to who you can and start thinking about how you can do it. And not even think, because thinking too much can get in the way. Just do it. Just make a plan and stick to it. And you might have 20, you might have 20 different things that you want to do, or 20 different business ideas, or 20 different things you want to do. Like, yo, you want to make music, you want to be a chef, you want to be I was going to say famous, but you know, fame is not really something that I value. It's not really something that should be valued. I'll make a video about that another day. But go for what you want to do. Like, any passion that you have. Say you love basketball, but man, I graduated high school. Last time I played was when I graduated high school, like 10 years ago, 15 years ago, or maybe you're younger. Maybe you're still in high school playing basketball. Maybe you're in middle school and you're still playing basketball. If you're at that point and you want to go pro, I mean, there's a way. There is a way. If it's your calling, you know. And if you feel inspired and you feel that calling and that pull, then keep doing it. You can spread the gospel through action, through not letting anything hold you back. Christianity, it's life. It's living life the way that it's supposed to be lived. It's not fitting a mold of what you think a Christian should be. It's being who you were created to be. It's having that the relationship with God. And it's important. It's important to have this relationship with God, because you won't even see, like, how magnificent this world is. You won't even see, like, man, like, what is this? Like, they call this a hand? What is this that I'm in? You know? It's thinking about things like that. It's thinking more complex. So if you if you have a lot of goals, just start with one. You know, start with one goal at a time. Now, you might be able to tackle like multiple of your goals in a day, but in the morning, just focus on one. Keep reading that book you've been reading. Read the Bible every day. Even one verse can be so impactful. Keep your relationship with God first and foremost, and you will find out what your path is. Put the work in. Try new things. Don't allow yourself to be sucked into this cruel world of chains, of addiction, of wasting your time. Build something, create, do something with yourself. And you'll just see how beautiful it is and how much is worth it. Well, I love you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to leave a comment. If you feel led to donate and give to my ministry and support me, you know, it'd be much appreciated, because I wanna turn this gift that I have, you know, maybe full time. So, a Venmo and my Cash App is in the description if you felt led to give, but if not, then no worries at all. I'm not asking for a dime. I'm just putting it there in case you feel like in your heart that you want to support me monetarily. So there'll be links down there, and hope you guys enjoyed the video.